All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. Alliance Live Show 130 here, signing in. Good old Maurice, up above. How you doing, friend?
Good. How you doing down below?
Doing pretty good down below, even though actually in real life, we're in the opposite scenario, right? Like I'm up north and you're a little bit further down south. So maybe that's... I mean, I guess who cares about that, right? But I mean, at the end of the day, how's your weekend going so far, bud?
It was pretty good. Staying inside for most of it. Got some
Okay.
yard work done.
It's been
And yeah,
It's been gorgeous, gorgeous weather
yes,
over
it
here.
has.
I mean, I'm super stoked about that. I actually went into the city today, went to Central Park, and I had some lunch, like on a rock, over by the lake. It was good. It was good. And, lots of hysterics going on right now. Everybody's all the crazy. We'll get into it. How's it going, the lovely Avinash?
Everything is going very well, thank you.
Excellent, excellent. And the handsome and chiseled RangerJ1999.
It's true. Every time I walk into a room, people succeed.
So we already have one question to start the show, Ranger, and it is: what was the first Force dyad the Eternal Twins?
Let me just make a note of that. Okay. It's policy that anytime anybody asks me a question, I don't take it out on them. I don't even say anything about it. I have a running total of marks against Revenator, and anytime we're stream live and the Revenator pops up, I immediately ban him. So I mean, game on.
Okay, all right.
He was going down too. So that started creasing the other way again. Well, that sucks for him.
That's funny. So I hope everybody's having a good weekend. Hope everybody's staying safe and washing their hands and not touching anybody. Okay, it's probably best to play lots of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes at home on your computer or on your phone and just play Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Buy vaults, buy crystal vaults, guys. Come on.
That's a horrible thing to say.
Buy crystal vault. Now is the time to invest in Star Wars.
No,
Galaxy
it
Heroes.
is not. That is awful.
Don't worry about anything else. Invest in the game, okay? That's what you need to do.
God damn it, you get your ass out there and you go horse and toilet paper like everybody else.
How are you guys holding up with this stuff? I mean, I know over here in New York, it's kind of... it's getting there. Like it's like so for like my business, for example, like I get like 50% of people are calling up and canceling because they're scared, and then the rest are just going through business as usual. So it's like about a 50-50 thing right now. Some people don't want to go into public places. Some people couldn't care less. I guess it just depends on your personal situation, whether you have kids or a family or elderly people living with you is really what you should be concerned about. But
you should really know the facts, right? Really understand that. Let's just be for the vast majority of us, some will the doctor for the congressional in their meetings said worst case scenario. I mean, 75 to 150 million Americans will get the coronavirus, right? However, 5 out of 6 will just have mild symptoms. You'll feel a little sick. Some will not have any symptoms at all. It just depends, right? But you made a great point. Elderly, people with underlying health conditions, diabetes, anybody that has autoimmune deficiencies, anybody that has had recent cancer treatment, older people, old people. I mean, the older population is what we have to be concerned about the most right now. So the steps you take of not with social contact is not maybe for you. You may be young and healthy and be fine, but it's not to give it to somebody possibly that could be greatly affected by this. And then, washing your hands, not touching your face, keeping your social distance. These are all things that really make a difference. And really, as a country, as a world, we have to follow these things so that, I mean, if I catch it, okay, I'm not too concerned about it, but I have to think about like some of my older relatives, things of that nature. If I feel anything, I will quarantine myself. I will make sure that I do not go near them. So I know there's a lot of panic and stuff right now, but we'll get through this. Some of us are old enough to been through a lot of things. We made it through 9/11. We've been through a lot of tough times. This country has this resiliency factor that when something bad happens, we kind of all pull together and look out for one another. But make sure you wash your hands, and I mean really wash your hands. Hot water, soap, 20 seconds.
If you're using it, you should bring antibacterial with you. If you have any things that you touch that a lot of people touch, like if you're going to an ATM or you're going to a gas station to pump gas.
Yeah, wear gloves.
Wear gloves or cover your hands. Cover your hands with your sleeve or something like that, and just try to use things that And then if you're going to do it, if you do end up using your hands and touching something that's been touched by more than one person or other people, and you don't know who it is. I would definitely make sure to clean your hands afterwards before you touch any part of your body, and just wash thoroughly, and like I said, bring antibacterial with you. It can't hurt, and just do the best you can. That's all you can do. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, some people listen, like you said, they're estimating that a lot of people are going to get it regardless. So there's nothing we could do about the fact that you may make a mistake, and you may make a mistake and accidentally rub your hands with something, or you don't know. It can happen to anybody, but you just want to do the best you can to avoid it if possible. And if it does happen, just make sure to be careful, get tested, and see that you're not spreading it to anybody else that it could, possibly give some serious detrimental effects to. That's really like Ranger said. But I mean, now would be the time to take that, to take the Midnight Express, Maurice, and just head up to the North Pole, and.
No, they'll follow your ass there.
Well, we currently have one confirmed case in the area of the upstate of South Carolina. So let's make it its way up there.
Yeah,
one turns to 3, 3 turns to 8, 8 turns to 20, so on and so forth.
And then one case is Maurice spreading it around everywhere.
Last Thursday, we had KP67s on, who is actually a pathologist for realsy in real life. And we made some jokes and had a little fun with it, but throughout the stream he did give lots of good advice. So it was nice to have him on. There was some dumb stuff that came out. We were poking fun. Maybe should have taken it so lightly, but he did give a lot of good information.
You have to. In a crisis, the best thing you can do is you're serious when you need to be, but you have to have some levity, right?
Yeah.
It helps release stress. It helps.
Well, and the whole thing is honestly overhyped anyway.
I don't think so.
It's way overhyped. Way overhyped.
I don't remember. You haven't seen something like this since the
this is one of the worst ever, if not the worst ever. But I'm saying besides that,
this isn't the bubonic plague.
I mean, I hope not. I'm just saying. I'm saying it's very early to tell how this is going to play out. But what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, I think it is definitely something to take seriously. It's just, I think that public perception is worse than the reality. That's what I think. So at the end of the day, I think that most people are going to be okay, like Maurice was saying, or Ranger was saying. It's just a matter of, trying to be careful to not give it to the wrong people.
Yeah, I mean, certain populations are very much affected by this, and we don't know enough about it to really know the actual numbers because the testing has been so shitty, not just in this country, but in certain countries. So we don't have a good grasp of the virus in total.
Be sure that there's way more confirmed. There's way more people that have it than confirmed.
Oh yes,
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, when you're only, that's the one thing that I'm really upset about is that we weren't prepared for the testing, and that's something we should have been prepared for. I mean, it is just, but it is what it is. We move forward. They announced they're going to have 1.9 million tests going out this week. There's some stuff that's being done that'll help us to start getting an understanding of what the actual numbers are. So just pretend like, if you have any symptoms. And the hard thing is, it's hard to tell if you just have a common cold, because that's still running around. Flu's still running around. So it's hard to know, if you have one of those and not the coronavirus, because the symptoms are very similar, right? The biggest thing with coronavirus is, the big thing to look out for is if you start having problems breathing. That's a big indicator, right? that dry cough that you can't stop. That's a good sign that something besides a fever, that you've got something, either flu or corona. But that's a good sign that you need to call your doctor and see what they say, right? So, follow the medical advice of the medical experts.
And if you really want to,
we discussed actually on the show. I guess I don't know if it's available in everybody's area, but where I live, this is what KP was kind of saying. If you have a way you can like phone a doctor, to see a doctor over the internet initially, and then if you do have the coronavirus, they can take precautions, get you to a clinic, kind of sneak you in the back door sort of thing. Don't just go sit in a waiting room full of people, because if you have it, you're going to affect other people. If you don't, there's a chance you could contract it, get it. So just take maybe over the phone you can call a doctor, maybe over like a web, like a Skype type of call. There are ways you can speak to at least physicians that way. And then if it is something to be you need to have looked at, then you could go in. That's some advice he gives. So utilize that if it's in your area, if you are sick, because if you're sick, you just have something simple like a cold, and you call in, and they look at you and you give your symptoms and stuff, and they determine it's not the coronavirus, then you don't want to go and pick it up. So you have the cold and the coronavirus thing,
that's not a good thing to have at the same time.
The best way to test for coronavirus is just cough on a blank piece of paper and mail that paper to RangerJ1999. Okay, and then wait 2 weeks.
Do you have any idea the amount of unknown medication the military gave me that I'm just like, yeah, I think I'm good. They gave me stuff like, what's that for? You need it. Okay.
Yeah.
Where am I going? I'm going to South America. What's that? You need it. Okay.
If in 2 weeks Ranger starts showing symptoms of coronavirus, you have it. Okay, so just pay attention to the streams, and you'll know. Okay, but no,
if someone does do that, Remon, I will be going to Chicago, and I will lick your face.
Nobody knows where you live. I hope not. I guess they could, but no, right. Please don't do that.
Let's talk about the game. Let's get people's mind off this shit, but we do have to talk about it because it's affecting everything.
I did a big alliance thing and just said that there's people who might be really sick and might not be playing the game as much. So check on
take care
mates.
of somebody else, right?
Yeah, take care of guild mates. Check on people if they haven't signed in or haven't done something. Find out and see if they're maybe sick with it or something. But be lenient as possible on people who are traveling and are trapped outside of their borders, especially in Europe, that they can't get back home. Also, some people are going to be in areas where the Wi-Fi isn't that great. Just see what you can do, but don't just dismiss people and think, oh, they're just a piece of crap because they haven't played the game. There could be a lot of circumstances that could prevent them from logging in at that time.
Just out of curiosity, how do you know like how long it actually stays alive, like on objects? Like, let's say somebody coughed on something.
Hard surfaces,
Diwali,
I think.
Indian Independence Day, and St. Joseph's Day, among others.
What?
To see longer lists.
I have an Alexa, and
what the hell is she talking about?
And so, I don't know. She probably heard me say something while I said something that sounded. I said something that sounded like the E. I actually changed the name to ECHO. That's the name. So if it hears anything that sounds like that, sometimes it just picks it up.
God.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I completely lost my train of thought. That completely threw me off.
Yeah, it threw me off too.
What are we talking about?
The worst is when it picks up something and then it goes on like this tangent, like a 10-minute, just like, I searched the web and this is what I found, and it starts talking like for 10 minutes. It's not like it's just a simple sometimes it'll just make a quick sound and it'll go away and that's it. And then sometimes Alexa talks for 10 minutes,
Yeah, surfaces, I think it's like 12 hours, depending on the temperature and stuff. So, keeping stuff, any hard surfaces.
That's a long time. I thought it was I thought it was minutes. Like I thought it was like 30 minutes or something like that.
It's that's why it's so contagious. So It can be anywhere.
Okay.
We talked at great length on the Metaverse stream about not eating your boogers.
Yeah, that's unauthorized chow.
Yeah, so I'm not sure how that actually came up, but don't spit in people's mouth and don't eat boogers. That was
that's a good one.
We had on the stream.
Don't eat someone else's food.
Oh God.
Listen,
Yeah.
this is a time to be abstinent. Do not kiss your spouse. Look the other way. No touching hands. No hugging. Everybody wear blankets.
I already have a moratorium on that, so he kisses like the top of my head, and that's it. That's all he's allowed.
Okay.
That's simply because I'm older. I'm older than you guys. I'm older, and I do have an autoimmune issues and other issues as well. So if I get it, I can get very, very sick.
Listen, if you want to hold somebody's hand, you just each hold a teddy bear. And you hold, and as long as each of you are holding the teddy bear on one side, and then even though there's no physical contact, you both know that you care about each other. Okay, and that's all that matters. That's all.
Let's talk about the game. God damn it, keep getting sidetracked.
All right. So we got to talk about the requirements for the Galactic Legends. So let me pull this up.
That's what
we did get some new requirements over the last week or so. So we did find out the final requirements for Galactic Legend Rey and Kylo. So let's take a look at Kylo first. So the prerequisites are now for the final tier: General Hux, First Order TIE Pilot, Emperor Palpatine, and the Finalizer. Why would they require the Finalizer alone? Right? Like, how is the Finalizer alone going to do anything?
It's not. It's just a requirement. But I mean, they're being cool about it. You only needed 5 stars. So
it won't be like you won't have to battle with the Finalizer. It's not like you're gonna have.
We don't know. We don't know.
They said that there was a post and they answered that the ship is just there, but it doesn't really. It's just one of those things. Just as a requirement. But the battles, I guess, apparently will be with the characters and stuff. I have to try to see what that is. There's been so much shit on this information.
I mean, the finalizer is probably the easiest out of all the requirements to get. You know, what I'm saying?
Same thing with the Radis on the light side. So.
Yeah. But General Hux. So, for all you non-whales out there, everybody not named good old Maurice, General Hux. General Hux is required at Relic 5, nonetheless. So, I know there's some people out there that have a gear. You can get them to gear 12, right? Without being 7-star.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you can have a 3-star gear 12 Hux. Yeah.
Okay.
We knew this was coming though. Both Hux.
Yeah, there's no surprise.
Both the resistant heroes, like the new characters are. We always knew they were going to be included somehow. I think the ships, the Finalizer and the Radis for 5 stars. I think that was kind of generous. To be honest, like I honestly thought we were going to need them 7 stars for this final thing.
Right.
I thought it was going to be all ships. I mean, that was the thing is I was kind of in limbo. Like, are they going to do ships or are they going to do more characters? And they went the character route. So
I think the most of us need 3 or 4 more of those events to finish the Radis to 5-star anyway. Like mine's 20 or 30 of 65 already, and I didn't.
I did 2 of the refreshes, so I just have to wait for it to come back around for the Radis, and then I'll have my Radis done 5 stars. And I've already started the process of just doing basic relics, not even relic 1 for some of my characters. I just took BB to relics, so I'm just kind of giving me a sense of what I need to finish for the other 9. But it really comes down to farming Poe and Finn. It's like Hux and Sith Trooper for everybody else on that side. Now, the good thing is they do give those characters like 100 shards for 8,000 crystals, which is typically what it costs for anything. It's 80 crystals per shard. And I'm hoping they do that for the next week as well, because that'll allow me to finish easily to 7 stars. And then Poe will be... Let me do my math here, because I bought some of him out of the store, so he's currently for me, 26 out of 65, so that would put me near 6 stars with him, even though we don't have a damn node for him yet. That pisses me off. That's the one thing about this that pisses me off, right? Is that he does not have a node to farm yet. What the piss is up with that, good old Maurice?
Yep.
That's the one character. I don't get it.
Oh, well. soon. Soon, but I mean, it doesn't. It seems like they expedited the Hux and Sith Trooper and even Resistance Hero Finn.
Right.
I don't know. I'm not really sure that either. If you're going to release him in there, you're not even giving anybody. Maybe they really want you guys to panic. I don't know. Maybe in their air quote. Well, you guys can see me. Maybe in their quote, it's just internal testing. They saw that everyone was going for the Resistance, so they just want to get a little more money out of it. Maybe, I don't know.
Resistance Hero Finn dropped really fast, right?
Yeah, he did seem to drop really, really fast. And he's Resistance Hero Poe was required for one of these feats too. So it's like, well, like that.
I mean, it's not even far. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, they seem like they missed.
Yeah,
I don't get it. It's like, Jesus.
Because there are people that power level stuff and gear stuff ahead of time for the feat, right? You remember the TW bonuses? There were people gearing up all sorts of ridiculous characters. Mace Windu, Grievous before he was good. The clones before they got reworked. When people were gearing these characters up for one TW, there are people that do it. I just feel like they missed a little bit of opportunity here. Like, people would probably refresh the node a few extra times. If they could get them to 5-star for their feat or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I got mine with Vet Han and Ray against a pretty garbage Kira team. I had to waste my Ray team on a junk team, but I got it done. But,
yeah, I did the same thing. I think I used them on a Darth Revan team, I believe. I was like, no, I used it with who did I use? It was a weak team. I was like, all right, let me just go in. I wasn't going to do it because I really have not been focused on the feats, unless it's just part of my natural progression. But, the fans like, you can do it. I'm like, oh my God. So I gave it the refresh and did it. But,
so,
these have been pretty easy.
Not too bad. 4
battles with 2 of like Han, Chewie, XY. I mean, that's 4 battles with CLS.
4 with the Wookiee, yeah. I mean, compared to last GAC, which they were freaking retarded. Good Lord. I mean, this that, here, do this. Like, that doesn't work. You can tell they don't play the game.
Yeah.
It's like the prepared one wasn't bad, but if you win against somebody that puts really stout defense like 3 times in a row, I think it's only 2 times in a row. That's a really tough one to get. Unfortunately, I was able to use like Vandor in one team, and then I used Young Han against a really crappy team, and I just kept targeting. I got the Zeta, so I just kept targeting, the lowest turn meter guy. I got it, but if you're facing top tier defenses, you really can't use your Gear 11 prep squad against anything. You're kind of SOL, but I guess the same can be said for I didn't get any the last time, like the double bladed lightsabers and all the Sith feats. I wasn't able to get many of those at all.
I got some of them, but it was so hard. So some of them, the double blade, I'm like, okay, Basilisk Sean, I used my Basil-led Jedi. I got that one. But then some of them, like Hideous, there's some of them I'm like, what? No, I'm not using that shit. Are you crazy? Like, again, don't play the game.
So I want to get your guys' thoughts on Papa Palpatine being required at Relic 7.
Relic 7, baby.
I think
not a problem. Because he's good. He's good. He's used for a lot of stuff.
He doesn't gain a lot from his relic, but I mean,
yeah, But people are scared to look at him, especially at R7.
Yeah, I mean, I'm about to take Ray, BB-8, and Scav Ray to Relic 7, right? I mean, they would not be Gilmore's top choices for relics. I think it's the most bang for their buck. I mean, at the initial lower settings, they do because of the speed and things of that nature, but I mean, Stick Ray, yes, she hits harder. She can do some crazy damage. Even just having her basic relic, she hits so goddamn hard and does not miss. It's stupid. But it is the requirements. Like, I mean, is anybody surprised? No. It is what it is. I mean, this whole event is based around getting the gear. It's all it is. It's a star and gear check for your account, and you have to make the decision: do you want to try for these characters? Are you in a position to go for these characters? Right? Are you a new account, and what's this going to take? To get that salvage to take them to Relic. I've got a buttload of salvage. I'm just getting the scrap accumulated. So when I'm ready to take them to Relic 7, I can just be like, Relic 7, Relic 7, Relic 7. Okay, you get a Relic 3, you get a Relic 5. So, but I've got a hoard of gear that I can transfer over for for the other components. You know, newer players, that's gonna be hard, right?
That's hard, yeah.
Really hard. So, you know, I mean, even if you whale, it's still really hard to get those components. So,
well, yeah, a lot of them are complaining that they don't have the gear salvage anymore.
No,
that they're running out or have run out.
Yeah, I mean it's.
Well, that's because they came out of the gate R7 everything, and then
exactly.
Like, oh,
I was just going to say that next. I was just waiting for a pause there, and I'm like, I just kind of do mine according. You know, I'll take it up so far to R5. That's as high as I'll go, and then I determine, you know, okay, this one's going to be used for this event. This one's going to be used for this. So I might take it up to 6 on 1 or 2. I have very few R7s. Not that I have a whole lot of gear to be able to take them up, because that takes some of the good gear. But I'm being very, very picky about what I'm R7ing. So, and I'm glad I held back.
Yeah, you have to be. I mean, I think the only Relic 7 character I have, you know, I have some that are Relic 5, you know, but most are Relic 5 like you have. And that's just like, if there's no real thing I'm going to use for a gas, makes sense. There's some other relics that I'm like, yeah, I could see myself eventually taking those characters to Relic 7. You know, like a Malik works for me. But, you know, yeah, Relic 5, you know, I mean.
I hope they give Palpatine some love at some point, make it even better. You know,
I took him to R7 on the test account. He's disgusting at R7.
Oh yeah.
Just if you guys are farming offense mods, you're going for Kylo, or you want to go for Kylo at some point, really save the ones that have offense percentage, like, you know, maybe an average, maybe 2 or 3 rolls in offense percentage, like the 10 speed, you know, 2 to 4% potency, 1 to 1.5% offense mods are going to be really, really good for him. If you get enough potency on your secondaries on an offense set, then you can put an offense cross or arrow on him, he does a lot of damage, like a lot of damage. It's kind of scary. It's actually, he gets that crit avoidance too, so he kind of works under a trail lead. I think he's going to be. I think people will be surprised with him, much like a lot of people are surprised, like Ranger mentioned with Scav Ray. Like, she's just, wow, she can one-shot any character in the game, you know. So, then I guess you could really say that about most of the R7 characters, but.
Well, they hit hard, but like when you're facing other relics, right? I'm using this against like other relics. Gear 12, you have no shot, but even against relics, I'm like, oh my god, like did she just do that? Like Jesus,
yeah,
you're gonna be like a Relic 7, gonna be fantastic.
Yeah. All right, let's take a look at Ray real quick, and we'll discuss that, and then we'll talk about how we're going to get these tokens. We'll get into that, but Resistance Hero Poe required. BB-8, Veteran Smuggler Chewie. Obviously, this is going to be a holdup for a lot of people, right? Because Poe is not even farmable yet. So I mean, the one. So really, at the moment, I would have to say that Kylo Ren is the more attainable character, right?
Yeah, looking at this, I don't have any relics on either the BB-8 or Palpatine, but I would much rather have Palpatine R7 than BB-8. I just feel like BB-8, for the most part, you know, in a PvP environment, you just sit there and wiggle with them every turn anyway.
Yeah.
You know, I don't really see too much benefit. I can understand maybe the counter attacks and maybe some raid comps
increases
and stuff.
His speed and stuff like that, you know, because my speed on my BB-8 now, just from relicking him today, is 306. So
he gets crit avoidance, you know, for those of you guys that do run BB-8 in like your Grievous teams. You know, that's kind of a popular 5th instead of Droidico, so you put your Droidico with your Newt or Dooku leads. You know, he'll get a little crit avoidance, so he might be able to take a little more punishment there. We'll see. I've seen a few people put crit avoidance arrows on their Relic BB-8, and that's actually pretty good strategy. Pretty good build. He's a little slower, but on that Grievous team, that's a pretty good, solid idea. I might turn to that eventually. I don't know. We'll see, but I'm a long way from raid.
So we may need we're going to need the Raddus, Veteran Smuggler Chewie. He's getting a rework with Veteran Smuggler Han, so there's some value there. But if I look at the whole picture of the two characters and the value that you're getting from the relics after you get these characters, I don't know. Again, it's too early to tell because we don't know the kits for Rey and Kylo yet. But At first glance, it looks like you're getting more value from Kylo Ren than you are getting from Rey with the characters that you're leveling up, as prerequisites. That's just my opinion.
Well, what are you basing it off of? Because they both have two new. Because Resistance stomps First Order, right? So the two characters, Finn and Poe, versus Hux and Sith Trooper. Yeah, they're Sith Trooper's amazing. But so is Hero Resistance Finn with his buff ability and stuff like that. So I think it's kind of an even thing. I don't know if one has an advantage over the other.
I understand what you're saying, and Resistance is probably a better team right now. That may change after the release of the new Kylo Ren. We don't know. But what I'm saying is, all that aside, like regardless of which team is more meta now, I'm just looking at for example, having to get Hux. Having to get some of the other First Order characters. For me, getting Palpatine, Relic 7, like these things are to me like those are better
right.
than the requirements for the Resistance. Because again, I just feel like Haldo and Tico and some of the other requirements. Again, there are some value ones here like Veteran Smuggler Chewie. The Radis and the Finalizer are pretty much irrelevant, right? Because they're only required at 5 stars. So at the end of the day, that's not a huge investment. The stuff we're talking about here is like BB-8, Amilyn Haldo, Rose Tico, Resistance Pilot. Obviously, I know I love Stick Ray, and Relic 7 Stick Ray, of course, is a requirement. But I mean, what I'm saying is, I'm just saying that I think when I look at all the characters that you need to get to Relic 7, Relic 5, Relic 3, and the value that you're getting from relicing all the characters necessary to unlock either of these characters, I feel like I'm getting more excited about leveling up the First Order characters than I am the Resistance characters, if that makes sense. And it's not by a huge margin, but it is overall, I think, better.
Right.
Well, I think they both have shitty relics that you have to do for both of them. Like, you can talk about Holden and Tico, but let's talk about Special Forces and First Order officer.
No, Special Forces is good.
He's good, but I mean,
he's good.
Officer are two characters that don't really benefit at all.
But,
from relics.
Yeah,
those two are pure support characters. They don't need them, much like Rose.
It's just one of those things that both sides have that, right? But I think for the Relic 7s, I agree with you, Remo. But like the ones that you mentioned, the 2 Kylos and now Palpatine, that's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
You have JTR, which is really good. Decent relic, right? Stick Ray is pretty solid. BB-8 sucks. I mean, it just doesn't do anything. It's a little bit, but it doesn't really. When you compare the Relic 7 ones, I agree with you on that. There's more value on the top end, but if you go through the rest of it, it kind of washes out like who's good and who's not. Like prep ones that you have to do for both sides suck. So but I agree with you. Those are a little bit better bang for your buck.
Yeah, I like having the Relic 7 Kylo Ren unmasked. I like having the Relic 7 Palpatine. I like those things, and I like Hux. I like I like First Order. TIE Pilot, because I already have him pretty much done. First Order. First Order Special Forces I think is okay. I will use those characters. After I relic Rose Tico and Resistance Pilot, other than maybe ships, I will never use either of those characters. Never. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Resistance Pilot's kind of a bum.
Yeah.
But it's like First Order TIE Fighter pilot. I mean, he's good, but I mean, good lord, it's like putting a relic on him too is like.
I think the BB-8 there will be some value for that. I think that BB-8 is good for a droid. He's good for a droid team and Resistance, and there is some value there.
But you compare like the 2 Kylos and Palpatine, and you're looking at it. Yeah, so I mean, Palpatine lead, Crew's a lead, and then Kylo Mass is. He's just redonkulous, right? He's a great character. So, again, but we don't have enough. We don't know about the Galactic Legend kits. We haven't seen them. We don't know what the characters are going to have. Zetas and abilities and things of that nature. What do they do for the team? Things of that nature. So there's still a lot of question marks, that are still out there. I mean, I made my decision just as a practicality. We're working on Lineside GOTB in my guild. That's my kind of mentality with getting all these really characters for light side. So I have some more teams to contribute to that, because light side GOTD is a piece of crap that sucks, and I hate it. But some people are looking at it like, what's your favorite? Right? You want to go for Rey, or you want to go for Kylo? You know, so it's just a matter of what.
I think the two main factors involved on whether you want to go for Rey or Kylo are their tags. Also, I think I want to know, is Rey getting a Jedi tag and is Kylo getting a Sith tag? I'm kind of curious if that's gonna.
She was getting a Jedi tag in one of the Q&As or something. I don't know. That's a good question.
I'm curious if she's getting.
She could have called Jedi Rey. I mean,
she better get the Jedi tag. I mean, So I don't know if that's going to be a thing, but I think that makes her value a lot larger. And I mean, if anything, I mean, if she's tied to only Resistance, then also if Kylo has the Sith tag and you could use him with Palpatine, that makes him better. I mean, so. I don't know if you could use Palpatine under Kylo, or I don't know how that'll work. But I mean, again, if they get that tag, that'd be cool. If Palpatine ever gets the First Order tag or something like that happens, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because technically Palpatine was part of the First Order now. You know what I mean? So we'll see. But so I just want to shift, before we get into the meta report, just want to shift real quick into the tokens required. So obviously we know the requirements now. When are we going to be able to start collecting tokens for these characters? And when we collect the tokens, do we have a final answer on whether it's going to be like a slow drip with these shards, or we're going to be able to unlock them at 7 stars right away if you have all the pieces?
Slow drip, and I think you have to have all the prerequisites done. Mistaken on that, Maurice, or am I misreading that?
I was just about to ask you the same. The way they kind of worded the State of the Galaxy, it sounds like you can unlock the character with just the first, and second, and third tier. But then they kind of the way I read it is you can unlock the character just with you like stages, right? Maybe the first stage gives you 5, the second 10, whatever.
Kind of
but you can only get the ultimate if you have the 5. That's the way I kind of read it, which kind of I don't want to do it, but I mean if I can just start working on Rey just with the first tier, because they said the tickets are gonna be light side and dark side, you can earn them.
Well, there's tiers,
I think separately. Right? So if I could start getting Rey with just the first level of her prerequisites, I could do that. I could do that because I have, those characters already gear 13. I would just have to put the relics on Rey, Finn, and Resistance Trooper.
Well,
I would do that if I could just get like a slow drip on her shard started.
Well,
while I finish up the Kylo part. I don't know.
With what you're saying, Maurice, I mean, they should let us know that right away, because I mean,
I could be misinterpreting it. That's the way I read it. Like the way they wrote it was really weird.
Too. Yeah, it's something that we looked at. It's a weird thing. Like you see the way they word things, and when you look at that, it's like, so can you work on it? You just can't, and they mentioned there was a tier system, right? That each one has a tier that you do certain things. You have to get to the next tier. So I don't know how that's going to work. Like, you get tickets from doing just the normal events. There is a cap, right, on the amount of tickets you can earn in a day, right? So you'll be limited in that factor. But for each tier, you have the first prerequisite done, how far does that take you? And then you have to have the second tier done, and says how far does that take you? Because you'll need a ticket. So it will not be a 7-star unlock in that regard, right? Or maybe, I don't know if you have to get to the next tier to be able to unlock the next star. It's really, there's so much about this we don't know, and we're halfway through March and we're still sitting here going, they said it was supposed to jump at the end of March. There's a lot of information they need to be putting out here soon to give us an idea of what the hell is going on with this crap.
Yeah, it's confusing.
Way confusing.
Okay, Monado says, no, Gom, you need all the requirements to unlock the event.
Okay, so you need all the
requirements.
Okay.
So, I don't know. I don't want to mislead or misinform people. So that's just the way I read that current post. And the way they worded it is this will be the final State of the Galaxy until Galactic Legends release. I'm not keen on the schedule, but they do 2, is it State of the Galaxies, and then 1, what's it called? There's 2 different words for the forum, community updates. There's State of the Galaxy and then the quarterly one they do.
Yeah.
So if the next one is going to be the quarterly one, then basically he did say the next State of the Galaxy, so it could be 2 months. You know what I mean? So if the next one's not the State of the Galaxy, you technically didn't lie.
Well, they'll probably announce this as its own separate thing. It won't be a State of the Galaxy. It'll be like, okay, here's everything you need to know about Galactic. Right? And I'm
After
cool
internal review, we decided to do one more State of the Galaxy.
Oh God, oh, God, not that. Please, no more. No more internal reviews. Please, God, no.
Yeah. All right. So I guess it'll be a slow drip, and it'll take some time to get them anyway. So I guess maybe there's not a huge rush to get these characters in for most people. So if that's the case, take your time, get the pieces done, go for the character that you like. But again, I would advise against investing heavily into any resources until you know the kits first of each character and see which one is worth the investment. Well,
if you're free to play, you're locked behind these new characters anyway, right?
Yeah,
so you got a while. Because these new characters, Sith Trooper Hux, and the Resistance heroes, the Tip Brothers, they all take Kyrotechs along the way, like Shock T and like some of these other newer characters. They take Kyrotechs.
They're not that bad. I think it's like one or two that it's just like it's not bad with the Kyrotechs.
It's enough to annoy you.
It's enough to annoy you for like 9 to 10 or something like that. You need so it's not that bad. Compared to like Shock T and God, some of these other ones where you need like 300-400 Sweet Jesus, thank you for that. That's at least you say that's better than it was before, because I was looking at the gear for that for Finn. I'm like, what am I going to need for that? I'm like, oh, thank God.
You could buy Resistance Hero post shards.
There they are.
Yep.
50 shards for 4,000 crystals.
I'll be getting all those. Those are all going to be mine. And I'm hoping they put out some more, and I'll use the rest of my crystals to get some more of them, so I can get this goddamn
this is the first time I've seen them do this. The character's not even available yet. He's still in Chromium packs.
I don't know if you guys noticed this, but this week is the first time in a long time they didn't have relic signal data or relic materials like the salvage in the weekly shipment. Instead, they gave you like 15 different packs to choose from in the store.
Yep.
Yeah, let's not talk about the packs. We went the list of packs.
I've actually the last 2 weeks I've actually picked up the little silver and gold. I don't know how many you get, but it's like 1,750 crystals. You get maybe 20, 25 of those relic salvage, and I actually bought those because those are the ones that don't have any of. Because that's the stuff that starts taking that left or right side gear to craft. I just don't have any.
Right.
Shit, I don't have any in reserve.
Yeah, see that, and I do. So that's like I was like, I'm not buying that crap.
Ranger, I think you should buy Rose Tico's injector bundle.
Those are the crappiest packs alive. You pick the one pack that sucked the most, like Furs and Fins and Pose. I mean, if you open that, first of all, there's no shards. What the hell kind of pack is that with the character on it? It's just to finish them to relic on the right side. It's like, what the hell?
Really look at all these packs. I haven't even looked at them. I saw like a bunch of them.
There's a lot of them. There's what, 11 packs or something? Yeah, there's a lot.
30-day packs.
Yeah.
Now they did go back and they think they changed. They had to change some of the packs in the wording. Like, look at this, Rose Tico. You get 1,500 crystals, no character shards for $24.99. Now let's go to Hux's pack.
You get 5 Resistance pilot shards. And you get 15 Rose Tico shards, and you get 5 Resistance Trooper shards.
These packs are poop.
let me get that.
This is a horrible pack for $15.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, guys, really get cognizant of what these packs are offering and stuff like that. I mean, oh God, I mean, they just went pack bonanza crazy this week. I mean, we scrolled through all these packs and we're like, sweet mother baby Jesus, look at all these packs.
So I don't think the $25 one's that bad. That $15 one's awful.
The $25 one with the injectors.
I don't think those are that bad. Yeah.
But they don't have. But it's misleading because you look at it, you're thinking, oh, I can get character shards, but it's just the gear.
It's a get Hux to get 13 pack.
The $25 pack where you get the injectors and you get 1,500 crystals. That's actually a pretty good deal.
I know, but it's
if you buy gear. If you buy gear, that one's a decent value. But that one you guys just looked at, I didn't know that was in there. That was awful.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's that one there? The $65 one with like all the gear. What do you get? Like 5 pieces of each gear?
5 pieces.
I don't know. I haven't looked at that one. See, I'm looking at them on the screen now.
Yeah, I'm like, why is that worth anything? 5 pieces. That's not going to take me anywhere.
1 million credits you get for this. $65.
Well, not a million credits.
$65. Get it.
Yeah. Well, even they have the $299 ones, and if you do a comparison on them, oh my god,
the Hyperdrive bundle is a good buy, especially if you're a new player. Or
it is a good buy, yeah.
But the one after that, there's some good stuff in it, but it's nowhere near the same level as that Hyperdrive bundle, right? And you have to have the Hyperdrive bundle to get the next patch. I'm like,
I mean, Jesus Christ! I wish I could go back in time and just start with the Hyperdrive bundle. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, all those damn Chromium packs to get those characters that you're just basically given for $99 in the Hyperdrive bundle is ridiculous.
The packs can be hit and miss, so just be careful. Do your research a little bit and really think about: do you really need it? Things of that nature. I mean, sometimes you need gear, sometimes you need stuff, and if you spend money in this game, just spend wisely, because some of these, like the Hyperdrive bundle, if you're a new player and you want to spend, you got some cash, then yeah, get the Hyperdrive bundle. That's a pretty solid opening bundle. It's got a lot of good stuff in it. But then you look at some of these other packs, like, what in the name of the five hells is this crap? And then we went and looked at Chromiums. We hadn't looked at Chromiums in a while. We opened one of these things and we just looked at all the characters in there and what you get. Chromiums are dog crap. Do not waste crystals on Chromiums. Yeah. Oh my God. We went through Wednesday and we're just looking at inside there, like what you can possibly get. I was like, oh, that's really cool.
I can't believe that used to be the only way. You know what I'm saying?
How much hundreds I spent on Chromiums, Jesus.
Oh my God.
Well,
there used to be 70 characters in the game too. So like.
Right. Well, God. And it used to be that, there was a really good chance of you opening up a new character.
Oh, you would get like 3 or 4 unlocks sometimes in one Chromium pack.
I did. Yeah. I remember one night I got like 4 unlocks and I was so excited about it and everything. And now, I mean, you do those Chromium packs, my little baby alt gets nothing. Has never gotten an unlocked character ever, and I have had that account for 2 years.
It's crazy. All right, let's move on to the meta and the top 5. So we're looking at the meta on screen now. It looks like General Skywalker is the meta. So if you guys don't know, get your Skywalkers. He's actually like even more meta than he was a week ago. Somehow he's gotten now he's like he's more than 75% of the pie now. He's like at 80% pretty much.
Yeah, that's all I see anymore in one of my shards anyway. That's all I see.
You know how good old Maurice feels about this meta.
There's almost as many Padme Amidala's as there are Darth Revens now in the arena.
Well, it's just which counter you want to run. You want to run the Darth Revan or you want to run the Padme. It's the counter, and some people don't have gas. I'm really, and that number's going to keep increasing. You just had a new influx of people that unlock gas that will slowly get him up and relics and stuff.
And for good old Maurice, Stormtrooper Han moves up the list to rank 9 leader.
Those 9 Stormtrooper Hans, look out, buddy.
Next week, I bet we'll see Bosk on there.
Oh my God!
Bosk will sneak in on that 7 or 8 spot there. That's what I'm using right now. I got Bosk lead, first place in arena right now. It is pretty fun. But
you're the one doing that shit. Well, damn it, good.
It's the same. It's the exact same team as Stormtrooper Han.
I know. I'm dismissing.
But you just swap them. Stormtrooper or Bosk.
His pay had to switch the leader so he can change the numbers in the meta. What jackass is using cop and leader? Get him race over there whistling.
That's funny. All right, let's take a look at the top 10 squad members at rank 1. General Skywalker, obviously, with the 4 clone troopers. ARC Trooper being the final there, and then Darth Revan and his characters. Jedi Knight Anakin is at number 9, HK-47 at rank 10. Pretty expected stuff here, so nothing crazy there. So I mean, it looks like now, considering how long the timetable is going to be to get these relic characters for the Galactic Legends, it looks like it's going to take a lot longer for General Skywalker to get trumped as the meta character in Arena. So it looks like that's going to be the way to go for the foreseeable future. So you could definitely jump in on General Skywalker and not feel any worry about it. And, the Galactic Legends will eventually make their way, probably months from now. I still see it being a very long time before they're overtaking the meta entirely, if they are at all. But we'll see. Anyway, let's move on to the top 5. So this week we're doing top 5 meta leaders of all time in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Cool. Yes. So who do we have here at number 5, Maurice?
Yeah, well, number 5, Darth Traya.
Oh,
Darth Traya is number 5.
But a goodie.
We're composing this list. Like, we've done the stream for a long time. Every time we open up the stream for the last 130 episodes, we're like, yep, guess what the meta is? That's most of these characters. The characters have dominated the meta. Everybody's using them. Darth Traya was incredibly difficult to beat. We saw a lot of shakeups in guilds, like people just abandoning their guilds of 2.5 years to go to a guild that was getting Traya because she was so dynamic, incredible. Just the power creep the last couple years of this game has been a little obscene, as we'll see with this list. But Traya is she's still to this day is very, very good. She's the undersized squad queen in TW and Grand Arena. You can take out so much with her. She's incredibly difficult to beat, especially before 3PO came on the scene. She was very, very difficult. 3PO kind of countered her and kind of ended the Traya meta, but for the longest time it was all Sith. It went from Darth Maul to Palpatine, then right into Traya. And then I think it actually went back to Palpatine. but Traya is...
She was so amazing. OP. She was so OP when she first
the whole cleanse, her whole cleanse mechanic, you can't counter or attack out of turn. You don't need any cleanser on a team because she's just going to do it automatically. Isolate, just all sorts of just madness with her. Just the basic attack just does random debuffs, gives all the debuffs back. It's just incredibly overpowered kit for the time. Very, very, very good character.
Wondered at that time how they would ever trump that kit, and then they eventually did. But that is our number 5 meta leader of all time. Moving along to our number 4 meta leader of all time, we have CLS, Commander Luke Skywalker.
That's well deserved.
Yeah, his arena meta has long come and gone, but we just saw him on the list. He's still relevant. If you invest the right resources and components into the team, especially now with relics, he can still beat damn near everything. CLS is a counter to gas. CLS is a counter to Darth Revan. Like he's constantly there. Constantly, people are using him to develop counters. CLS, Han, and Chewie is the light side triumvirate. Just they're fantastic. I don't see their viability going away anytime soon. Han hits too hard, and his shoot first mechanic is just still arguably the best ability in the entire game. It's very, very good team. Very, very flexible team too. Lots of characters to choose from. You can throw in there. Rebels obviously, and there are some scoundrels that fit with them well. It's just all sorts of cool stuff that you can throw behind CLS. Thrawn, anybody, just fantastic.
Great character.
Yeah, and you could argue they could be higher. Yes, he has been a counter for a very long time, but there are some other characters. Speaking of which, another one that's coming up here in just a moment that has been a counter to everything for a very long time. And who do we have here at number 3, good old Maurice?
That's Rex. Rex, until recently, we see him back in the meta report now as a supporting character, but, it seemed like a couple years ago it'd be like new meta, Rex would counter, it'd be the Rex meta. New character, Rex meta. Like there's, before we had Darth Traya, Rex lead was how the most efficient way to use Darth Nihilus. And Darth Nihilus had the Annihilate. So you could have a Rex lead with a 4-star Darth Nihilus and climb all the way to first place in your arena. It's a universal leadership, especially now he's got that leadership and he has, kind of an Annihilate. If you get a couple clones on the team as well, he's got a one-shot move as well. So he's actually gotten better. Still just a great character for newer players. Yes, I can't remember. It's either the Guild Store or the Fleet Store, maybe both. He's available in. And I would highly recommend any newer player going after him as quickly as possible.
Definitely, like, for the longest time, the character with the most basic kit that survived the metas throughout the years. And I mean, like, you know, he was probably the most valuable Chromium character of all time, I would say.
Oh yeah, I remember I was so stoked to get him when I opened him up in the Chromium pack.
Well, just his kit. You've got a basic attack that removes turn meter. He does no damage, but he doesn't need to. Basic attack removes turn meter. First special ability gives everybody a massive amount of turn meter and tenacity up. And then his leadership it applies to everyone. Any makeshift character you have, you can throw them in there. They'll get turn meter gains every time they get crits. So especially now in the world of relics, where all your attackers just naturally have 75-80% crit chance. You know, it's a pretty handy lead to have in your pocket.
And that is our number 3 meta leader of all time in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Moving along to number 2, we have Darth Revan.
No surprise.
Yes, indeed.
Here.
We were just now exiting the Darth Revan meta. I'm sure a lot of you guys are seeing him constantly in Grand Arena now. Now that we have gas, we're just gonna go ahead and skip to number 1.
No. I fixed it. It was an accident.
Gloriously, you want to talk about Darth Revan? Oh my God, I've got to go to number 1.
I mean, we just got out of the Darth Revan meta. Just all the things he does is incredible. Just fearing the entire team. It's ridiculous. You know, he's got a basic attack that double taps with ridiculous health steal with buff immunity. He's got an AoE shock move that grants ferocity to everybody else. He's got incredible leadership, all sorts of just other benefits. Just a nasty character. His kit is very, very good. Very, very good. And we're still seeing it. He's still in the meta report. He's fading quick, but he is
still a dominant character.
Yeah. Very, very good.
Okay.
Second best team in the game still.
Second best team in the game still. Very good leader. And his meta was probably one of the more dominant ones in the game in its history, for sure.
Yeah.
He had a stranglehold over the meta for probably one of the longest periods of time. Now, moving along to our number 1 meta leader in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes of all time. Who do we have here, Maurice?
Jedi Knight Revan.
Oh.
Jedi Knight Revan, at the time, I'm not saying, by no means claiming he's better than some of these other characters. At the time, there was nothing. Everybody had Jedi Knight Revan, and every one of us had to do the 4-minute and 55-second battles every single day, all the way up. The same.
Oh my God! Yes.
Over and over again. This is before Padme came out, so your GK was on all the teams. Joe Lee had the Zeta. It was mirror matches all day, every day, and there was very little that could beat it. You know, Darth Revan does have. I feel like Darth Revan has more counters than the Jedi Knight Revan. You either had Darkside Bastila and Traya, or you had some super CLS team. That was really the only thing that could touch arena Jedi Knight Revan teams. Maybe the occasional Night Sister, but this team was dominant all the way up the board. The pie was 100%, you know, Jedi Knight Revan for a very, very long time. It's grueling.
Was it one of the highest percentages of the meta that we've ever seen, like near 90% or something like that?
Yeah.
It was stupid.
It was unreal, yeah.
I mean, it's unreal that we can say that they've had 2 versions of Revan in this game already, isn't it? I mean, like,
not the right version.
Thinking about like this game like 3 or 4 years ago, like hoping to Christ that they would bring Revan into the game. That it's now actually happened, and he's been meta for 2 years. You know, it's just nuts. You know, but yeah, I mean that's where we're at now. But yeah, he was very, very good. Definitely a very dominant leader. And like Maurice said, he was probably one of the least counterable leaders during that time. If you didn't have Revan, you weren't getting to rank 1 at that time. He was pretty much... I think the pie at one point with Jedi Revan was like 95% Jedi Revan.
It was pretty high.
Yeah. And who do we have as an honorable mention here, Maurice?
I pretty much just drew a straw. I can't remember which one. Oh, I went Palpatine. Palpatine is the honorable mention. This one, it was either Palpatine, Padme, Asajj. There were so many that could have gone here. There's one more I can't remember, but Palpatine kind of won the straw poll. His team, Palpatine. What was the team? It was like Palpatine.
I would say Wiggs could go here too, probably.
Yeah. I forgot about Wiggs. Actually, that would have been a little more fun. I should have put him here. Now that I think about it, Wiggs would have been a good one.
That's a good choice.
Yeah. Damn, I wish he would have gone here for sure. He might have made number 5. I forgot all about him, but Palpatine was very, very good for a while, and he came back after Darth Malak was released. He actually came back into the meta, and they're like, no. We can't be having that. That's where.
Crap.
For you newer players, Darth Malak's kit says Sith enemies cannot gain turn meter. That hasn't always said that. They put that in last second after his release because Palpatine was in there countering him with, free-to-play Sith characters. So they could be having that and changed him. It's a very good leadership. It applies to all Sith. The turn meter gain you get from that, just the way they redid Vader's kit where he gets the speed boost, and it's very easy to have him go first on an all Sith and Empire team.
Yes.
Really get the team rolling. You got Sith Assassin as well that can facilitate turn meter. Lots of good options for him to really get the ball rolling. He's still very good. I think in a TW Grand Arena format, you can kind of put, like Freya Nihilus, Thrawn, and Darkside Bastila. That counters damn near everything not named Darth Revan and Gas. That's how you can take out Grievous, how you can take out Padme. All sorts of good teams you can beat with that team. It's all because of his leadership. But I think we'll see a little more him being used once people do get the R7. So I think people will just feel inclined to throw him, hopefully not on defense, because that team is not very fun to play on defense. But
yeah. And now with having to get him to Relic 7, Palpatine will become relevant again. So there'll be a bunch of Relic 7 Palpatines out there. So be ready for that.
Again, guys, there's a multitude of characters. Wiggs, I wish I would have remembered Wedge. He would have gone here. There's a lot of characters could have gone here. The Night Sisters had their time, but Palpatine seems to keep creeping up. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see where it goes from here.
We'll see. But that is our top 5 meta leaders of all time in the game. I hope you guys did like that.
I'm upset I forgot Wedge. That makes me mad.
It's all right. Good Lord. It's not like you just kicked a dog or something. Good Lord, man.
I thought, too. I know you liked Wedge, so I thought to myself, like, he must have forgot Wedge. You know what I mean? But yeah, no.
Yeah, so we blame Remon for not remembering for you that you like that.
Yeah, no. It's my fault that but nonetheless, I mean, there's a lot of characters you could put as an honorable mention. To be honest with you, I mean, it's tough. It's tough to make that call there. But and Palpatine really was very dominant in his time too. So I mean, like, you can't take away from Palpatine either. The Palpatine meta was really a strong meta for a very long time also. And Palpatine's kind of worked his way back in. Again, if they didn't nerf that situation with Palpatine a little while back, remember he would have been meta for a lot longer. You know what I mean? But they had to take that down a notch, so but yeah, so that is our top 5 meta leaders of all time. If you like that thing, please do slap the like button. Please do subscribe. Please do give us some feedback in the chat. Also, if you haven't already, please subscribe to all the lovely channels, that are involved in the show here. The Reality Skewed Gamers, the Operation Metaverse channel, and the Boba's Alliance podcast. All links are in the description for this video. So let's move back to some gameplay. And now we're coming towards the end of the show, guys. We're going to scoop up any questions that have been asked throughout the show at this point, and we will answer them. Also, we'll discuss any topics that you guys would like to discuss. So this is typically that time where if you have any questions or topics you want to talk about, you type them into the chat. We'll scoop them up, and we'll try to address them now before we wrap it up. Do we have any questions, Maurice?
That's what I was kind of waiting for. I think Maurice still thinking about Wedge.
Yep.
Maurice, are you muted?
I am, sorry.
Yeah,
Thank you.
He pulled a rebound.
No,
He
he just turned off his volume because he was cursing about the Wedge decision. He was like, damn it. Just upset.
Stupid.
We had a couple questions you picked up along the way and answered. We got one here from Minato. He asks, what speed should my Poe be under a Zeta Finn lead to be viable in Grand Arena?
Which is
new Finn and Poe or
I was just
old
gonna say
Finn?
new or old. Yeah,
Old.
that's the question.
Old.
I'm gonna go with old.
No.
Well,
I don't remember.
Old Finn and Poe
They
were really good
They
with
suck now pretty badly. I mean, Finn is great under a Jedi training rate.
I was thinking a minimum of like 236 for some reason that stuck in my head. I don't know
that's
if
old. Yeah, that's old.
that's for old. Yeah,
That's
that's
the
for
corrupted
old.
that old trio with like Poe, Finn, and Resistance Trooper was really good. Yeah.
Well, I guess it depends. It depends on your level, but I mean, I think my Poe, like, you know, if you do use BB-8 for another team, maybe these characters he's asking about aren't going to be on his new Resistance team. There's 3 teams, like you mentioned earlier. You can build. I think your Poe needs to be faster than the average. Like Zeta Finn team is still very, very efficient and good at beating certain things, such as Traya. If you guys are in lower GP and you're facing Traya, that's a very good one. You just want your Poe to be faster than Scion, Geonosian Brood Alpha. You know, anybody on a Kira team, maybe a First Order team, like an Unrelict First Order team, just basically faster than some B teams. You're not going to outspeed the Bounty Hunters, but anything else, you know, I keep my Poe at about 280, and I can find. I've actually, even if I have to put BB-8 somewhere else, I can use my Ray. I use my Ray lead with Finn, Poe, Resistance Trooper, and R2. And I find that, you know, Poe goes first. He gets that turn meter, just like old, the same way you use Poe forever. He goes first, removes turn meter, exposes everybody. And if you get real lucky on the exposes under, you know, maybe not so much under Finn now, they changed his lead, but you can get a lot of exposes and just kind of pop them and keep it going. You know, faster than your B team, your opponent's B team, I guess. You're probably about I'm sure you're Division 1. So I mean, even in Division 2, I would shoot for 270. Plus, if you're probably 5.5 million or higher, I'd go for 280, just as a starting point. The faster, the more teams you can beat with it. But 280, I find I can pick off at least something on the board every what's it called, Grand Arena.
Yeah.
Kind of like my troopers. Like I can rely on one win out of leftover resistance and one win out of the troopers. It might be a different team here and there, I guess.
Right.
I don't know. Hope that was helpful. I was all over the place there, but yeah, I don't know. If you start beating meta stuff with Zeta Finn, please send me some videos.
That'd be great.
Because I would put a Zeta back on him if I could use it.
Orthogagi could do it.
Yeah.
How do you feel? How do you feel about the Finn rework now? Like months, like a year later.
Really killed that team.
Yeah.
Really did. But I think it would have caused a lot of problems. I think they kind of. I could kind of force. I could see it destroying a. I don't know. I don't think it would. It would age too well, or I guess it wouldn't age at all. Like it'd always be relevant,
right.
Kind of like Palpatine. I don't know. Or maybe they knew that it would interact poorly with the new Galactic Legend Ray. I don't know. Who knows if they saw that far in the future? But I don't know. That one is still puzzling. I love that lead. That was like my second.
Oh, I used it too. Yeah, it was a great team, especially when we first started GAC. You're like, well, you know what? I'm gonna use my Finn here. With Finn and Poe and Trooper and stuff. It was a good other team because I was using JTR. Polo was another team, so I'm like, yeah, I'll use this team on some weaker stuff, and it was fine, right? Because you could just control and manipulate the turn meter. But once the change happened, it was like, well, let's just put them. That sucks. So, yeah. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm not sure Poe needs. He's not really a character that thrives on the relics necessarily, but he is a good character to take the Gear 13 for that extra speed. He needs it.
Yeah.
Not a very tanky tank, but they gave him and Finn like a super synergy back in the day where they healed each other, but then they took it away, and they just I don't know, they've tinkered with those two a lot over the years. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see where Poe fits at the end of the day with all these new Resistance characters. So I still like him. His lead sucks. His lead could get a little tweak.
Definitely.
We'll see.
I'm kind of excited once I get that resistance, those new resistance characters up, to see how well they do in some aspects.
I'm interested to see what your resistance buffs. I used to be one, but I've fallen behind. But it'd be interesting to see where the vets fit in too. I'm interested to see who comes up with cool stuff with that. I think they're going to be pretty fun.
Yeah.
I think you guys will be a little surprised with the vets after these reworks. Like
maybe you use a new Ray with Sierra Poe and the 2 vets and have at it.
Yeah, I think that's cool that they did that. They should have done that a long time ago.
Agreed.
But I like it though. I like that they did that. If you go out for Jedi trading Ray now, you've already got 2 characters to put with her. So I mean, I do think that's good for new players, I guess. Keep people interested.
All right.
You're supposed to use the triple Falcon for the feet remote. Yeah, that one. I confess to refreshing Arena twice yesterday to try to get that done. That one was not easy.
Not even.
Not easy at all. I was practicing with my finalizer and just threw in the 3 Falcons at the end, and it took a while. But learned nothing either. So I was trying to test some stuff, and then I just got so consumed to trying to get all 3 of them in there out of the bench, and it was tough. But yeah. Yeah, that's really. I mean, really, didn't have too many questions. Now. A lot of people just kind of chit chatting,
just kind of hanging out.
Just kind of hanging out. Nothing wrong with that. All right, but all right. If that's it, then we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up here in a few moments. Before we do that, let's go around the table here and just. I wanted to ask you guys. I know we did the top 5 for meta leaders. I was going to say, I was going to ask you each to name one more leader that you would say was your favorite leader in Arena to this point in the game so far.
Oh, wow.
So, from the beginning till now, it could be Qui-Gon Jinn, it could be Wedge, it could be, Bosk, it could be the old Poe meta, before when there was turn 1 and turn 2. You could talk about, it depends on, what to you was the most fun. Was it that little brief period of time where Grandmaster Yoda leader was actually a thing? Was it Bastila?
No, I think for me the Darth Revan meta, just because I like the character, but that was a fun meta. You saw different variations of the team. The matches were quick. I mean, it wasn't like we just come out of the Traya and the Jedi Knight Revan, 4+ minute matches, nonsense, right? And then Darth Revan came in and it was just like in, out, bam, boom, bam, thank you, ma'am, and this out, right? Because when I was thinking about all the other metas, the Darth Maul meta, who remembers the old Ben and Count Dooku meta back in the day?
Old Ben almost made the list.
Oh yeah.
God damn.
Old Ben almost made the list.
The Count Dooku meta too. Really long time was that a great one?
So, God, it just drove me nuts. I hated him so much, but I had fun. Quick matches to the point. Just in and out, got it done, and whether you won or lost. So I actually really enjoyed that meta. Because Gas, it's a little bit longer. The match is pretty stupid. Before that, we had Jedi Knight Revan, which was, oh my god. And before that, it was Trey. Oh my god. So yeah, that would be mine.
I enjoyed the Dooku Luminari.
Oh god, I forgot about that one too. Jeez.
Yeah, because they both evaded oh my god, little poops. And she would heal, and she evaded so much stuff, and it was so frustrating. I remember. And then he just countered everything. It was frustrating back then. I remember using Maul, Savage, and Boba. And Boba was the first one I ever put Zeta on, actually. And I had him modded so well. I mean, I was just wiping out arenas at that time, way back when. It didn't last long. I think it lasted just a few weeks is all.
Yeah.
The reason the damn Dooku meta was so annoying is this was before 2 and 4 times speed. Everything was at 1 time.
Oh,
so Dooku's
God.
counter would just swoop in, slow, and take 15 seconds. And you're just like, oh my God, hurry up. It's just like terrible. Zeta Fan, that was like my first or second Zeta Fan lead. I loved that one. I actually liked IG-88 lead for a long time. That was fun. And Asajj, I had a really good Night Sister team with Barris and Arena for months and months and months. That was a lot. I really liked the Night Sister meta. That was a good time for me.
I have a good top 5 that you might think of at some point. Top 5 quality of life changes.
Okay, top 5.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. Yeah. I would say my favorite meta was probably. It was, for a brief period of time, it was wigs, but it wasn't the wigs that we know. And there was a brief period of time where there was this combination of like wigs with like Palpatine, Lando, and who was it? Anakin? I think it was Anakin. It was like 5 AoE characters. And you could literally just like run it, and you would win the match in like 37 seconds on auto if they were. It was ridiculous. Like they were. It was just like Wedge would do his AOE. No, you had to have Biggs be the fastest. Like whoever had the fastest Biggs, it was over, right? Because they would just take out. Like Biggs and Wedge would just take out the first character in like 3 seconds, right? So it was like so if your wigs went first. You would take them out, and then it was like AoE Palpatine, AoE from Anakin, AoE from Lando, and then Lando would go again. You know what I mean? Like, and it was just like a double down with Lando. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, for you newer players, Lando, the mustache Lando, was really, really unstoppable for a really long time. He was something else.
Yeah,
golly, he's a pain.
Just using
High Bears actually says HK lead with Jawa Engineer. That one was annoying too.
Yeah.
That was tough.
HK lead with Jawa Engineer is probably my second favorite with General Grievous back then. That was awesome. And then I if I had to pick one more, I really liked the Qui-Gon Jinn meta when Qui-Gon Jinn was lead, and he gave speed leader, and you could kind of run. A lot of different, you were able to run they gave a boost to Ahsoka. They reworked Ahsoka to give her like a unique that made her faster because she was by far the slowest character in the game besides maybe Asajj or Grievous, and she got a bunch of speed from her unique now, so that made her and Yoda go before Qui-Gon, and then you could use I used to run Princess Leia and. Who was the other one? It was Princess Leia and I think Stick Ray as my 4th and 5th options. So it was that was a fun team. Anyway, that's it for the show, guys. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. Danger Zone was a lot of fun. 15-second videos. Yeah. Now, what's going on with you guys this week? So what's up with Reality Skewed Gamers this week?
A lot of stuff. We'll be doing a lot of streams, keeping people's mind off what there. We'll be doing a lot of GACs. I always ship my GACs, going for Cabber again. That always, his life is Cabber, and Cabber's life. We're in the finals again. We got to keep our streak going. So we'll have fun with that. We'll do our live streams. We'll have our Wednesday night stream. We'll have the Jedi again today, and just do as many streams as we can in between to keep my people's mind off things of that nature. We've got the lore video. I've got the Turtle Twins Finn's looking at it right now to finalize it, so that'll be out soon. I got another lore video that I'm working on as well. So yeah, we got a lot of good stuff happening this week. We'll have lots of live streams for you to focus in on.
Awesome. And what about Operation Metaverse this week, Maurice?
We got our stream on Thursday night, 10 o'clock. Like I said last week, we had KP67, who's a pathologist in real life, came on and answered people's questions. We had a little something in Discord, a little ask your questions, and we answered them on the stream. Some of them were serious and legitimate questions. Others were kind of goofy and stupid, but those were fun to answer too. So yeah, we're doing it again this Thursday. I'm not sure what's planned yet. We have like a Discord chat party tomorrow night. We start doing those kind of in between grand arenas. People come in there and ask questions about mods, and maybe just theory craft to share their ideas and stuff while everybody gets their mods set for the next round. Good luck to everybody in their championships or your final round. This time, I'm waiting on my opponent to attack, as I did mediocre on my offensive side of the board, so I have to sit here and wait now. But
what'd you get for a score?
About it.
What'd you get for a score, good Maurice?
19-14, but I didn't place the toughest defense, which that sounds like a lot, but I mean, people are putting 19, 20, and 30 consistently in this format. This is an offense efficiency format, which is not my strong point. So I'm just I've already lost twice, kind of struggling this time. So we'll see.
Okay. And what about the Boba's Alliance podcast?
Okay. Well, yeah.
All right.
I think, between me being so busy doing all their stuff, I just haven't had the time, and just people just not wanting to come together right now to do it. So,
all right.
Time is a big factor.
Listen, if anybody can help Abby out with maybe helping her, if you have the equipment necessary to help her out, and you're interested in doing some videos on Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, and you want to talk game, and this is something that you had an interest in, getting into YouTube, definitely reach out to me or Avi or anybody on Discord. We obviously be open-minded to getting her some help there with that. Maybe somebody that can help her get that set up so that she could do more of those things. I mean, if that's something you're interested in, Abby, but that.
Oh yeah, I love doing this stuff. It's fun. I love it.
Yeah, so if anybody,
I keep offering my services. She never reaches out to me.
I know, and I need to. Yes, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But yeah, we'll be back next week, guys, with another show, and we'll hopefully have some more news about when these Galactic Legends are going to be released. Also, I just read the final issue of the Kylo Ren, Rise of Kylo Ren comic book, so there's a whole bunch of stuff about how Kylo Ren turned to the dark side that we can talk a little bit. If you guys are interested in discussing that, maybe I'll drop some knowledge on RangerJ1999.
Probably not.
Okay, anyway, we'll give it a shot. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. We'll be back next week on Sunday, same time, same place. I hope everybody stays safe, stays clean, wash your hands, okay? And I hope everybody has a good one. We'll see you guys on the next one, and may the Force be with you guys. Take care.